Imagine a beautiful world, wonderfully created by the wonderful creator. A world full of vibes. A planet that supports life. A planet with different elements of life, such as oxygen, which is the air we breathe, water, which sustains life, land for inhabitation, nitrogen, which play a key role in plants' growth. A planet that supersedes other planets. A planet with about 71% of water and 29% of land. A planet with different kinds of animals, trees, and humans of different kinds. That beautiful planet is called Earth. Happy World Earth Day! World Earth Day is observed every April 22nd each year. It is a global event aimed at raising awareness and promoting actions to protect the environment. This day brings attention to key issues like climate change, pollution, deforestation, and biodiversity loss. The first Earth Day was celebrated in 1970 in the United States. It was founded by Senator Gaylord Nelson to draw national attention to environmental concerns. Since then, it has grown into a worldwide movement celebrated in over 193 countries. Each year has a specific theme. This year 2025 theme is Our Power, Our Planet, focusing on reducing plastic pollution and promoting sustainable alternatives. Earth Day reminds individuals, communities, and governments of their role in protecting nature and ensuring a sustainable future. It encourages us to act, not just talk, but to act about the environmental crisis. Diaspora Digital Media took a bold step to inform people out there to contribute to make this planet the most wonderful place of inhabitation.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
What's your name, please?
My name is Shalom Ikobi.
Okay, Shalom. On the 22nd of April, we are celebrating something globally, and it is known as the World Earth Day. What do you know about the World Earth Day?
Okay, actually, I've not heard about it before.
Wow.
This is just my first time of hearing it.
Okay, that is why Diaspora Digital Media is going around to do a lot of sensitization on World Earth Day. Basically, what World Earth Day is about is trying as much as possible to protect the earth, to ensure that the earth is very inhabitable, very enjoyable. Now, let's bring it home. Around you, your environment, what do you think are those things that we ought to do to make the environment inhabitable?
Okay, things that we need to do that can make our environment more conducive, something like that. Okay, um, let me say keeping a good environment, just like in where you live now. You can't keep it dirty. You can't make it dirty, and you can't just wake up and just go like that. You have to first of all clean your environment, just cutting of grasses, making sure the ground is well leveled and the rest, so that bushes don't grow to that extent. So I think environment first. Keep your environment first before we come to the outer world. Thank you.
That's very good. So, in your place now, for instance, you're not a student of this school.
No, I'm not a student.
So, let's say where you stay, how do you try to correct those people who mess your environment around you up?
I think I'm not really. I'm just in a lodge where anyone that messes things up, you hear from something like the president.
Okay.
So in that manner, the president is just like someone that is supreme, someone that is yeah, body, something like that.
Yeah.
So you try anyhow, you see anyhow. So
Okay.
I think from that, giving that person the that authority makes everyone, you
To
know,
abide by the rules, yeah.
yes, to abide by the rules. So the person is somehow huge, which shows fear. So before you mess things up, it will take a lot of, maybe that person don't. So in essence, what I'm trying to say is that firstly, the president, as anybody that messed things up, will something like clean the lodge for a week, or you can even pack off from the lodge. As simple as that. If it becomes repeatedly, if it repeats consistently, you can even pack up, because I think one of the areas of you have to be disciplined. That's the thing. You have to be disciplined. So one of the things that we need to do is that we need to be disciplined, consistent. If you're consistent in keeping your surroundings clean, there's no how you see all these insect, rats, and the rest, cockroaches. So if you're not consistent, if you're not disciplined in that, I think that will hinder the, you know,
The healthiness of the
yeah,
air.
the healthiness of the area. Exactly.
Thank you very much. So what we're doing is we're sensitizing everybody. Try as much as possible to spread the message. Get back to your lodge. Tell them about the Earth, and if possible, to do some little extra reading about World Earth Day so that you get to know more about it yourself. Thank you so much. Eh?
Thank you so much.
What's your name, please?
My name is Machi Goodness.
Okay, you're a student of this school, right?
No, music. We came for a camping program here, so
Okay. So on the 22nd of April, we are celebrating globally World Earth Day. Can you tell us what you know about World Earth Day? Do you even know anything about it?
no, I don't. This is my first time hearing it.
Okay. So, but then World Earth Day basically is where we're talking about how to make the Earth an inhabitable place for humans. At least look around you, you see trees around you, and these are things that have made the environment very comfortable for some of you. I know so many of you will come under this tree now, but trust me, by the time you clear this place now, clear all these trees, those sweet sweet air that you get, you will no longer find it. Do you get? But then there are so many other things, and I'll ask you, what do you think are some of the things we could do to make the earth, a lot friendlier, a lot inhabitable? Just in your own words, no specific things.
To make it a lot habitable, like I feel the first thing like is keeping it clean. Apart from that, and then you kind of mentioning the tree, and we coming there to like to get shadow and all that. Is it like I don't understand what area, what's like aspect are you going? Like, are you trying to? Where
No,
are you coming from now?
no. Now for the trees, they serve as windbreakers. That's one. The trees could also serve as sources of clean oxygen.
Yes.
Do you understand? So when you go under the tree to sit, it is cooling your nerves, it is cooling your brain.
Okay.
So it makes this area very, very inhabitable.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's just for the trees. But we're saying that aside the trees that I've mentioned, what are those other things that you think we can do to make, for instance, your hostel? How can you make it very habitable? You said clean.
Ventilation.
Go ahead, yeah.
Ventilation and space. Like, you know, we need like space, not be like congested. And using my hostel as an example, I think that's all actually. If there is air, like there's enough air and then space is not it's not congested, and I'm cool. Like that's I think
Do you
that's
people have anything like a penalty for anybody who messes up the environment?
yes, there is.
What's the
It depends though. It depends. There's no particular this thing, but there will be a punishment that will be given onto the like tell you that you will want to do the cleaning for the rest of the week or something like that. So that's the penalty for anybody that messes up the hostel.
Thank you very much. So what we expect you to do now is to spread the gospel. Tell your friends, tell everybody that at least let's do our best. Let's not be people who will be destroying the environment. Instead, let's be people who will make the environment more inhabitable, more comfortable, more enjoyable, because that is how God, in fact, in the first place, made it to be. True or false?
True, true.
Thank you so much. Huh?
Hi there.
Hi,
I'm here with
Joyce.
wow, Joyce. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, Joyce. On 22nd of this month, that should be on Tuesday. The world is celebrating a World Earth Day. So please, Joyce, what do you know? Can you tell me a little thing you know about the World Earth Day?
Okay, this is actually my first time hearing this. I don't really know much about it. You can explain more for me.
Okay. Well, the World Earth Day is all about how we can keep our world conducive, our environment, how we can make it a very conducive area for human to at least stay well and live well. But in your own part, how do you think you can be part of making the environment, keeping it clean or making it inhabitable for humans?
Okay, it's through environmental sanitation
Thank you.
by making sure the roads are neat and making sure they have disposable bin or tinkers on the streets for in order to dispose trash and stuffs and to like maybe form a group cleaning of gutters and other things. That's my part. That's what I think I can do for that.
Okay. Okay, in terms of trees, for instance, you can see sometimes you might go to one a little tree to just catch cruise or take some fresh air. How do you think you can make so, as in that place can be more conducive for humans to stay?
Trees. Okay, I feel like as world is developing, I feel like there are some trees are needed actually in order for breeze and all this. I don't know how to put it.
Maybe flooding or all this to avoid those
Yes,
things, right?
yes. So I feel like no matter what, even if they build houses and this thing, trees should be left in order for this. How will I say it? If there are no trees available now and there are buildings everywhere, there's going to be heat, pollution, all this air pollution and everything. But I feel like the trees bring breeze and all this thing to make it habitable.
So on the 22nd of April, which is on Tuesday, we are celebrating something globally. It is known as World Earth Day. Is there anything you know about World Earth Day?
First of all, you said word and you said it, so I feel like it's a day that is celebrating has to do with it, and it has to do with nature and natural, like man, plants. So that is my idea. Maybe it has to do with something like that.
And you are totally not far from it, because on World Earth Day, what we're talking about is how to ensure that the Earth is friendly, is kept habitable for people using it, man, animals. Do you understand? So let's bring it down to your end. On your own end, what do you think are those things that we can do or we should do to ensure that our environment is a lot habitable?
Okay, first of all, for our environments, which means like plants. I'm guessing that is what you mean by environments. So
The surroundings.
first of all, as humans, we have because nature also has its own parts. For example, without this tree, there will be erosion. There will be many. So that is under nature. But for our mankind, I think it has to do with discipline. Because if there was discipline in place, there are some rules and regulations that will guide. There are some things that, for example, waste management, and what else?
You mentioned waste management. Are you sure you're not an environmentalist? I'm an environmentalist.
I'm a statistician. I study statistics. So I'm not, I don't have anything to do with that field, but from normal experience from secondary school, that's from our, I think it has to do with mankind. Like it's not even about the waste management. We can talk about, though it does not place in it does, what I'm trying to say does not have, it does not occur in Nigeria, but for all these like bombings, like you hear when they throw a bomb to a place, the next place become a desert because of mankind. And I don't know whether it's happening in Nigeria, but for the ones that like I've seen, I think it's just waste management, how to also manage the plants, because you cannot just plant, start growing trees, and there should be a management how to take care of the weed. There should be management in place. There should be what do you call this? But maintain gardeners. It should be a job. It should even be like one of the, so that is for the area of plants. Then for normal, it also has to do with waste again, because if you are, for example, if you are dropping your waste into the gutter, then to now block then you have flooding, so it will still affect the plants. And then the burning of grasses, I think it also has to do with this stuff too. So we have to just, it's all about, there's, I feel like if there's a law in place, law, that means discipline, things that are not allowed, and when you are caught there will be a punishment, then to help us like regulate all this. That is the only way we can help as mankind, like for man. Then the rest is, I think, is nature. And yeah.
In fact, you have really said a lot, because most of all you have said are what we are, sensitizing people about concerning World Earth Day. Thank you so much. But then another thing I want to ask you, for instance, in your own place now where you reside, how do you correct those who mess up the environment?
First of all, where I'm coming from, I don't know whether I'm allowed to state where I'm coming from, but we have less of trees, and it doesn't really be affecting, because it's not like here. Like for example, if you notice here is a little bit, you have trees, you can feel like the fresh air. But my side, even though you open our window, the heat, you understand, so we can feel the effect of the lack of trees. So I cannot say we don't have anything in place, because we don't even have the environment. The only thing we can talk about is about keeping our environment neat. But in terms of plants, where I'm coming from, we don't have, except you want to start talking about, let me say, whether the faculty of agriculture, maybe they have their, but it's because of that is their faculty. But in terms of like my own environment, we don't have all these trees, and so yeah.
So we are asking you now, from Diaspora Digital Media, to spread the gospel. Let people around you know that it is important for us to ensure that our environment is kept safe, for us to, enjoy what God has given to us free of charge. People should not be falling trees anyhow. People should stop all the unnecessary bush burnings, and then energy conservation as well. Okay. All right. So thank you so much. What's that your name again?
Victor.
So thank you so much for your time.
Okay, Harry, on 22nd of this month, that's on Tuesday probably, there is a celebration that occurs worldwide. It's called World Earth Day. Have you heard about it, or any knowledge about that?
Not really, I haven't.
Okay. Well, probably many people here in Nigeria don't really know what World Earth Day is all about. But let me just give you some tips about it. It's all about how we can make the environment, the earth precisely, to be a very conducive place for inhabitation. So if I should ask, what can you contribute towards that?
Okay, the earth is a very, very skeptical part of living, and as human beings and people who live on the earth, I think it's most expedient that we put in some effort to make the earth clean. So to me, I think cleanliness is the major important aspect that we are supposed to look into while staying on the earth or habitating on it. So I can just suggest, and I urge people, youths, to just put in any way they can, and apply ways which they can keep the earth clean. So basically, what we need is neatness, and cleanliness is the most important part of it. So the suggestion is just for people to put in ways of a method of waste disposals, proper way of disposing waste, and I think government also should help to provide basic facilities that could help in refuse this disposal, and controlling waste in the environment. And even there should be a proper way of construction. Even in company, there should be drainage that could help pass away water, dirty waters in the environment. Stagnant water is one of the things that could cause air pollution, yeah, and is very, very bad to the health. So this is just an urge to the government and people, basically people, should put in efforts to actually make sure the environment is clean. It's very, very clean. It's when we could, if it's like that, I think there will be health issues will actually reduce,
the health issues, and because most cause of health challenges is uncleanness and bacteria and all that. So it's very very bad for the health. So it's just an admonition that people should put in their best to make the earth clean. It's a gift, and it's a gift from God, and we have to keep what God has given to us.
I'm here with.
Blessing.
Oh, Blair. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Wow, you look so beautiful. Okay, Blair, on Tuesday, that's 22nd of this month, there's a celebration being done worldwide. Okay, it's called World Earth Day. Have you heard or do you know anything about it?
No, I think this is the first time I'm hearing about what Day or anything related to it. Yes.
Well, so many people too don't really know much about it. That is why we go tell people more about it. Okay, World Health Day is all about how we can contribute, how we can make our environment a conducive place for inhabitation. So, if I may ask, how do you think you can contribute for the earth to be a conducive place for inhabitation?
Okay, in habitation is it in terms of human being or animals or plant or
All are included, be it human, plants, animals, everything on earth.
based on my knowledge, when it comes to plants, I would say keeping the environment clean and using its water. Then when it comes to sea animal, we have to do it whereby humans now dump refuse on sea, which actually kills the fishes, and we also have whereby oil drillage also in the water that also affects the fishes in the water. Then I think for land animal, well, based on my whole knowledge of watching animal thing, I don't think there is any difficulties wild animals per se face. Well, in terms of human, domestic animals domestic animals are owned by human beings, so the humans need to cater for the animals. Then for we human beings, we are the one that have the say of environment. If we decide to keep it clean and we stand by it, the environment and the world will be clean and conducive for everybody. But when the humans and when we don't want to keep it clean, then that is when it is an issue for both everybody, both the plants, the animals, the fishes, and the human beings. So yeah.
Happy World Earth Day.